This shirt makes me look bare fat, bro. I can't even lie. Guys, I'm hench, yeah, but I'm not even that hench. Allow me in it. In this video, I want to talk about a very monumental moment. Finally quit my job, boys. Okay, that's kind of cap because I've obviously got another job lined up. I'm not dumb. I still gotta get that money coming in. I'm just gonna talk about how we plan, but God plans as well, and He's the best of planners. I believe that's an ayah from the Quran, and this isn't a, Islamic dawah channel. I'm not a, unperfect Muslim to follow or give advice because I need it the most. I've said that before, but it's just the story of me finally being able to get a new job. I think it's such a great story that it just goes back to the fact that God's always in control and God is ultimately the best of planners, and He's already written what's destined for us. So yeah, I want to share it with you guys, man. Hopefully it gives you a sense of hope. It gives you a sense of peace, knowing that your affairs are being handled by the best of planners. I done everything I could, man. I done everything I was supposed to do. I got into university. I studied fairly hard. I got a bachelor's degree, and then I was like, you know what? I need a master's degree as well, which was a waste of time, but that's for another video. I'll discuss that further, but I done everything I thought I should be doing. I got a high paying or fairly decent paying job as a graduate, but getting a fairly high paying job, was it worth it? No. And the reason was because I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. I was just a cog in the machine. I was not necessarily having a big impact or even doing anything I was interested in. It was just purely a way for me to finance my lifestyle, pay off, my bills, my outgoings. And I kind of regret it. It was like, you work hard, you study hard for all of these years, and ultimately when you get to a destination where people were like, yeah, when you get this grad job, you feel good. When you get to that point, yeah, you just feel empty. You're like, this is it. This is what I worked 4-5 years for, to get here and be unhappy. It's kind of mad, bro. And there'll be hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of kids just like me following this template instilled by previous generations. You're supposed to go to university. You're supposed to study hard, get your bachelor's, get your master's, and hopefully land a good job. And that's worked, for the past few generations, but I don't necessarily think it's the right way forward. And with the economy that we live in, with the opportunities that we have presented to us by this, I don't think it's necessarily the best option for everyone. To caveat, if you're, for instance, going to a Harvard, Stanford, any of those really big household name universities, then you'll be set for sure, because those names get you into places where most people probably won't be able to get into. They open doors. I don't take anything away from degrees from those institutions, but for the many that, go to universities, not necessarily in the prestigious groups, I think we need to really assess whether our university degree is still relevant. And I don't want to ramble too much about the university system and how it's outdated. Yeah, I think people really need to assess their options, and I've talked about this before, but the priority should be on, really developing a sense of direction and developing some sort of, interest in a specific field. And you can only do that by trying, by doing different things, by tasting, as Gary Vee says. All that to say is God is the best of planners, because I have been wanting to leave the job that I was at for the longest, since the start of this year. And I don't want to get into too much about what the job was. It was just a corporate job in the city. I wasn't really doing anything special. If you really are interested in what I was doing, you could go on my LinkedIn, but I'm not trying to get sued. I appreciate my manager might be watching this from the last job, so what's up, bro? Appreciate you subscribing. But job was not it, to be fairly frank. I wasn't happy, long hours, just your average job. Like, you feel outworked, underappreciated, all that classic stuff. I don't want to ramble too much on. But when I started to look for a job, I was applying like crazy, but no responses, no interviews, and it kind of all makes sense. We're in such a tight labor market. Inflation is 9%.
Yesterday we found out that UK inflation remained at 8.7%, which was a lot higher than the expectations.
Companies are obviously limiting their hiring. This story has a positive ending because ultimately, as I mentioned to you guys at the start, God is the best of planners, man. And you know, he'll give you opportunities, or he'll open doors for you that you didn't even know were there. That's exactly what's happened to me. And it's happened so many times, and I'm still not appreciative enough. By the grace of Allah, I get a call from a recruiter who I've worked with before, and he's like, bro, he sends me an email with a job description which looks very promising, and this takes place on a Monday. So yeah, I get the call from a recruiter on the Monday, and he sends me an email like, job looks great, I'm very interested, let's go forward with it. And by the mercy of Allah, by God just doing miracles on me, on the Friday I have an offer. I couldn't have written this, I couldn't have planned this any better. And it just goes back to what I said at the start. We plan, God plans, He's the best of planners. Just super grateful, man, that I was not deserving of this in any sense. I didn't put in enough work, or as much work needed to be given an opportunity like this, but somehow Allah decided to bless me, and I can't be grateful enough. I can't say Alhamdulillah enough. We panic so much about the future and what's written for us and where our sustenance is held, but we have to remember that all of that's already been taken care of. The birds in the morning leave their coops. I saw that's chicken. The birds in the morning leave their nests looking for food, and it's written that they'll get food. So our sustenance is written for us as well, and we need to just remember and rest assured that the best of planners has already planned our life. Whether it's the good, whether it's the bad, there's always a blessing with each hardship. Hope you guys can take something away from this video. I know I've rambled on for quite a lot. I've just had to get a lot of things off my chest. I can't lie, I've been feeling a bit unmotivated with YouTube over the past couple of weeks, but I just felt like I had to get this video out. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment, follow the socials, and I'll see you in the next one. Jazakallah. Appreciate you.